The Toronto Maple Leafs have done a thing. Specifically, the Toronto Maple Leafs have signed goaltender Aaron Dell. That's gonna happen every time, isn't it? To a 1-year, $800,000 contract. Now, I want you to do me a favor, everybody. This doesn't mean Frederik Andersen is getting traded, and if he does, it'll still have nothing to do with it. In fact, I would expect if the Leafs did trade Frederik Andersen, they would still have Aaron Dell as their third goalie. Right now, what it's looking like is Frederik Andersen, Jack Campbell, Aaron Dell, which is a pretty good 1-2-3. Andersen's a good starter, Campbell's a good backup. Now, what is Aaron Dell, you might ask? You know, besides the name of the mythical place from Frozen. Unlike with Elsa, Aaron Dell's song is much shorter. His job is very simple. Don't let them in. And that's the whole song. But the problem is, looking at his numbers over the last couple of years, it looks like he lets a lot in, actually. Now, I'm not here to tell you Aaron Dell is awesome and he's gonna win the Vezina. We've been wrong about goaltenders before. In recent memory, actually, Anton Khudobin. This 34-year-old goalie, he's never been a starter in his career, and he's gonna carry the Dallas Stars throughout the playoffs. I'll believe it when I see it. And then we saw it. Now, I'm not gonna say that Aaron Dell is gonna carry the Leafs to the Stanley Cup final, although apparently we never know. The Alberta native is an undrafted player, 31 years old, with 4 seasons of NHL experience under his belt, and they're 4 extremely different seasons. If you look at the individual seasons on his HockeyDB page, you'll be convinced he's a different person. In the American Hockey League in 2014-15, he put up a .927, and the following season a .922. That was good enough to earn him a job, a regular job, with the San Jose Sharks in 2016-17. The same year that Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner and all of them made their NHL debuts. Obviously, they're not 31, but sometimes it takes people longer, and for goalies in particular, yeah. And in 20 games in 16-17, Dell put up a stellar .931 save percentage. Wow. The next year in 17-18, his responsibilities are upped a bit. He plays 29 games. He has a .914. Now, that's not .931 by any means, but that's also like league average, above league average. Not bad for your backup. 2018-19 will be a year I never understand. The San Jose Sharks made it to the Western Conference Final 2 years ago with only 2 goalies, Aaron Dell and Martin Jones. In 62 games, Martin Jones was an .896, which is awful. Surely Aaron Dell could have stolen his job, except no, in 25 games, Dell was an .886, which is downright unusable. Except he did play in 2 playoff games that year. The Sharks were mystifying. No disrespect to the St. Louis Blues, who obviously won the 2019 Stanley Cup, but the 2019 Stanley Cup was the Sharks. If they had like a .908 goalie in there, which is not good, but Jones and Dell could not stop a beach ball that season. Maybe it's a blip in the road. Except Martin Jones was an .896 again, but this time in 41 games. Dell played 33 games, a career high, .907. Not great, but much better. So, I just told you about his 4 seasons in the NHL. What does that tell you? I'll tell you what it tells me. You could say, well, his first season in the NHL was just luck. So what, he had good AHL numbers? It doesn't mean anything. It was just luck that he was good in the NHL. Well, okay, if we're gonna take away his best numbers, what about his worst numbers? Was that just bad luck 2 years ago when he had an .886? I'll tell you what it tells me. The San Jose Sharks were every bit as bad defensively as we've been told they are. What are you talking about? They have Erik Karlsson and Brent Burns. I have bad news for you about those 2 players. They both put up a ton of points and they're fun to watch, but they ain't good in their own end. And for a goalie to go from a .914 to an .886 in 1 season is startling. So I was trying to do a deep dive and see what people are saying about Aaron Dell or the San Jose Sharks goaltending picture as a whole. This is from thewincolumn.ca. I highly recommend checking out this article. I'll put a link in the description. The San Jose Sharks. There's something going on with starting goaltenders in California. Martin Jones, like Gibson and Quick, has been bad. The Sharks tumbled out of the playoff picture early and nothing was clicking for the team. Bad goaltending coupled with no offense isn't a recipe for success, yet the Sharks are still cooking it. On the other hand, Aaron Dell's been fine. Not a bad rebound year for the Airdrie-born goaltender. It'll be interesting to see what the Sharks do moving forward. And we know now that the answer is get Devan Dubnyk from the Minnesota Wild in a super confusing trade and lose Aaron Dell for nothing. And what's amazing, looking at Jones' numbers from last year, like I saw the Dubnyk signing and I'm like, oh, okay, they think Jones will be better in a platoon role. Then seeing that he played 41 games, I'm like, oh, they were already doing that and he was still bad. Is it just me or did the Sharks not get Devan Dubnyk to be better than Martin Jones, but they got him to be better than Aaron Dell? All I know is Aaron Dell's $800,000. I went on Money HockeyPuck.com, another site you should probably check out for goalie numbers, and I didn't really see anything with Dell that really stood out. So I'll just say this. The Sun has set on Michael Hutchinson's time with the organization. Obviously that was done. Garrett Sparks coming back to the organization doesn't seem like an option, especially the way that it ended. So basically it comes down to, are you more comfortable with Aaron Dell or Kasimir Kaskisuo as your third option, as your AHL starter? One of them is younger, but has only played one NHL game and was essentially left to rot in Pittsburgh. And the other is Aaron Dell, a guy who's played in 107 NHL games and is a veteran. He's 31. Aaron Dell has NHL numbers. Kasimir Kaskisuo does not. And in this case, I don't want the mystery box. I'm happy for Kaskisuo. I actually think Nashville's a great situation for him. Maybe you can learn a little bit from Pekka Rinne. But with the role Aaron Dell has played over the last 4 years, he kind of reminds me of McElhinney in that he's a career backup, he knows his role, and hopefully he'll just be a good teammate. And to address this Marley's starter thing, the uncomfortable conversation is there might not be a Marlies. Yeah, they're playing games in Europe right now, and confirmed COVID cases, unconfirmed COVID cases, a bit of a mystery when it comes to the KHL because it's the KHL. Then there's the WHL, who aren't playing games, the OHL, who aren't playing games, and the QMJHL, who are playing games and have a ton of COVID cases. And the American Hockey League has not started yet, and things change rather aggressively in 2020. Even if they had a start date, it wouldn't matter. So the NHL, who has way more resources and already sort of knows how to do this, and they prove that with the bubble and having that go smoothly, if they do something like regional bubbles or whatever, they can't have people gallivanting in and out all the time. So they're going to have to explore the possibility of expanded rosters. You know, usually you'd carry what? An extra forward, maybe 2 extra D? Now I wonder if it'll be 3 extra forwards, 3 extra D, and you're gonna want a goaltender. The Leafs have a 3rd round pick from a few years ago, Joseph Woll. He was an AHL rookie last year, struggled a bit at times. It would be unfair to throw him to the Wolves. He's still got tons of potential. There's Ian Scott, who had a spectacular OHL career. He's recovering from a pretty significant surgery. It wouldn't make any sense to throw him to the Wolves either. Your number 3 goalie quickly becomes your number 2 or number 1 if someone steps on a puck or sneezes funny. Unless you're positive about the prospects you have coming up being ready right now, you go out and get yourselves a vet. That's what the Leafs did with Aaron Dell. I like the signing. I'm not here to tell you he's going to be amazing. I'm here to tell you it's the right move, though. And if he ends up playing a ton of games this season for whatever reason and he puts up a 904 and he completely sucks, you can leave a comment on this video then. Steve, you're an idiot, and I'll be like, how many third stringers do you know that are competing for the Vezina? One last little tidbit from Earl Schwartz, underrated Twitter follow for all things hockey business. The second paragraph here. At the $800,000 mark, he is at the threshold for a $0 roster emergency recall. That may be helpful down the road given how tight to the cap the Leafs project to be. So basically, one of Anderson or Campbell go down, oh no, we need a goalie, they can call up Aaron Dell, no problem at all with the cap. So, what do you think? Aaron Dell in the Leafs net, or maybe the Marlies net, or maybe just on the taxi squad. We have no idea what the 2020-2021 season is going to look like. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. God, we're gonna get that a lot, aren't we? Look at the pinned comment and donate to a charity that means a lot to me. Easter Seals Ontario. You got that there, Elsa? Or whoever sings that?